To those of you joining us today, thank you for watching the Woburn Spotlight. I'm your host, Tyler Gates, here to bring you some positivity by talking to those in town, making big strides for the greater good. Today I'm fortunate to have with me for a second time, Giuseppe Maricino from Newpath. Giuseppe, thanks for joining us again.
Hey, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So you're our first, or my first, repeat guest. We have some great things to talk about today. Last time we were talking a little bit more about the taste of spring and some of the things you guys were doing this spring. Now we're going to talk about the fall. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds great to me, except for the cold weather, but other than that, it sounds fantastic.
I won't hold that against you that you just brought that up. We'll pretend that didn't happen. The cold weather is coming, but do you mind just sharing a little bit about you, and just so we can recap in case somebody didn't see the first show, and what you're here to talk to us about
Sure,
today.
Yep. So my name is Giuseppe Maricino. I'm 28 years old. I live in Somerville, Mass. I'm a lifer of the North Shore. I was raised in Malden and Saugus for the first 26 years of my life. I've been with Newpath for going on 5 years in December in 3 different roles. I'm currently the manager of mobile technology and outreach. I used to be our marketing coordinator, and I used to do direct care for 3 years before I got promoted.
Okay. Kind of go back a little bit about your experience at direct care. I know we mentioned that a little bit last time, but it's kind of why you're still here, right? You found quite the passion at Newpath.
Yeah, I got pretty fortunate. I remember I had to interview for, I think, 2 other positions with Newpath before I got hired on my 3rd attempt, which goes to say 3rd time's the charm, I guess. But yeah, you know, I got really lucky with it. I wasn't necessarily sure of what I wanted to do. I needed a full-time job, so I ended up, applying around to different places, and then I met some of the people at Newpath, including our president and CEO, Dan Harrison, and since then it's taken off. I've learned to get a new appreciation for the work, all the way starting from direct care and going through the administrative and executive ranks. I mean, it's a great place to work, and it's a very humbling experience to see how far that we've come in the 5 years that I've been there.
In that time and how far you've come now as your role in the mobile technology side, what are you doing in the day-to-day? What are some of your responsibilities in the organization?
Well, a lot of it has to deal with some iPad troubleshooting in there. We operate a mobile app called Navigating Life, which is in the works to actually become an app available on the App Store coming soon. So I do a lot of troubleshooting with that. I make sure the day-to-day operations on that are generally pretty smooth. I do a lot of social media work as well. Like for those of you that follow our Facebook and Twitter accounts, I run those. I update our YouTube page. And yeah, just a lot of general things, whatever they need me to do. I do a lot of little behind the scenes, a little bit of a behind the scenes marketer, but I'm a social media guru by trade.
Yeah, guru by trade, I like that. And it sounds like you take one hat off, you put another hat on, you have whatever they ask of you in the organization. It seems like everyone just is willing to pitch in, whatever they need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the nonprofit industry, especially with how it is these days, you have to be able to be versatile, which, I think is a great strength of mine, is that I'm able to do a bunch of things really well. So, and I know it gets appreciated by our marketing vice president, and especially Dan, when they notice these things in the store, and the different stories that we write, or the outreach that we get, it's definitely making a positive impact on the community.
That's fantastic. And I know last time at our show was really our first kind of time we got to meet, and you invited me to the Taste of Spring. So anytime you want to come back and invite me to something, please feel free, because that event was just a home run.
Yeah, I'm glad you could.
That was so fun.
I'm glad you could have made it to that. That was that's one of my personal favorite events, obviously because there's food involved. But
yeah, it was great. I know Brittany and I had a fantastic time. It was a great turnout and a hidden gem at the Hilton there.
It really is though. It's talk about off the beaten path. The Hilton has been one of our great partners for events that we've done in the past. I think we've done all of our Taste of Spring events there. We've done a few of our past annual celebrations there. They've been just great hosts and great partners with us in the community. And yeah, like you said, the Taste of Spring back in May, a bunch of great restaurants. Had some of our local elected officials there. Our community partners were there, the men and women we support there, a bunch of our staff. You know, it was a great experience to come out and network with just a big potpourri of people.
It was a fun celebration. The second time I really got reintroduced to New Path was the job camp graduation. I just want to touch on that briefly because that changed my entire perspective of what you guys actually do.
Right.
That was powerful, seeing people firsthand and the stories that they're willing to share. And Tony Sharp, is it?
Tony Shaw.
Tony Shaw, he gave a fantastic presentation, and it really, he didn't want to focus on himself. It was all about the kids, and he really portrayed that. And what a time.
He did.
What a time.
Yeah, and that's one of the greatest strengths that we have is having that job camp around. When it started about 5 years ago with Bill and Tony, they worked really hard and really closely on it. They've had to go through a lot to perfect the class as it is, but yeah, job camp is great. It's gotten, I think it's almost about 90 of our men and women in our programs have been able to get out there and get some life-changing jobs. I know a few of them. I've talked to a few of them that, every time I mention, it's just like every time I mention what's going on, they always tell me to thank Tony and Bill for the work that they put in with them, and it's just been great to see how much of a positive impact the graduating job camps had on all of the graduates.
It changed my perspective entirely. That was a wonderful day to be a part of. Wonderful day. So thank you for that invite.
Of course.
But let's just touch upon New Path, and for anybody that doesn't know New Path in this area, kind of what you guys are, what you guys do, the mission that you support. Feel free to take the reins and run away with it.
Yeah, sure. So New Path began in 1968. We're actually going to be celebrating our 50th anniversary coming up at the turn of the year. We help support the lives of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Those with autism. We started taking in some clients with acquired brain injury, traumatic brain injury, and we've also recently started shared living as well. So that's an exciting development that's going to be coming soon. We have several day programs. We have two in Woburn. We have one in West Cummings Park in our home office on New Boston Street, and then we have one up in Westford, along with 20 residential programs all over the North Shore. So yeah, it's a pretty exciting time. We have over 500 people that work with our organization under one common goal: to just make life's journey happier, healthier, more fulfilling for people living with disabilities.
The shared living, that might be too early to kind of go into in much detail. I hadn't heard much about that. Can you elaborate on that to this point, or is that still in the works?
It's still in the works. I recently was part of a conversation hearing that we're just starting the process of shared living. We have a few people in the residential division working really hard, trying to get some contracts in that area and trying to refine the whole concept before we start going public with it. But it's an exciting new development that we're trying for the first time.
All right, so I'll keep that in the back of my mind. We'll revisit it maybe next year's Taste of Spring when we have you back on. Okay. And jumping back is another question I wrote down, and I didn't want to interrupt you. The Navigating Life, the app that's coming out, that still too is probably in the works. Is there much that you can share on that?
I had the opportunity to test out its usability a few weeks ago, and it looks really, really nice. It's very, very easy to navigate, which will definitely help help our outreach a little bit. But yeah, it's very easy to navigate. It's a very exciting opportunity. We've put a lot of money into that app, and we're looking forward to releasing it out into the public and getting our families connected, and getting our community partners connected and involved with what's going on. But that's going to be coming soon too.
Okay, so that will be kind of an informative app, keeping people connected, understanding what's going on, and just a place where you can, almost just like your website, where you can just distribute information to people that want it.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. And yeah, so it's coming soon. It's a very exciting development.
I'm excited to hear about that one as well. So while we're here today, we're launching, or we're heading into our 50th year, right? And so this fall, we have essentially what is a kickoff. You were letting me know it's really a breakdown to your partners about what you did over the last year, what to expect next year. Does that sound right? Does that
Yep.
sound fair?
So what it is that it's our 4th annual celebration. We are going to have it on October the 12th, which is the Thursday, at the Tewksbury Country Club for the first time. We're going with a new venue, and we're going to try to reach a new audience for the first time this year. And in the past, we've done various things with we've done annual celebrations focus. Oh, there we go. We've done annual celebrations on connectedness and one new path. And last year we did a rollout of our messaging and the future, and having the future. The future was bright and everything like that. Still is bright, by the way. I shouldn't say was. It still is. But this year we're going to be doing. It's all about the new path experience. So we have, I think, about a dozen of our staff, men and women we support, community partners, friends of ours that are coming up to do some readings and sharing their experiences with New Path and how we're all connected into how we're all united under the same mission, and it's going to be really exciting.
So is it a dinner event? What time are we looking? What's to be expected? I haven't participated in the past. And
so what you can expect is it's not like our previous fundraisers. It's a good opportunity to come into the organization, come see what we're about, come meet some of our staff and the men and women we support, and hear some of the success stories about where we've been in the past year or two. And it's a very laid back, it's a very fun time. It's a celebration. It's there's going to be we're doing we have a little bit of cocktail networking starting at 5:30. The program goes on at 7. So
okay.
You have about an hour and a half, 2 hours to come take a look and see what we're about. And the best part is that it's free. So
yeah,
all you got to do is just reserve your seat and come be a part of the experience.
Now, staying with that point, how do you reserve your seat? If there's people out there that want to understand more about the experience, come meet people like yourself and the staff, just chat, mingle, get to know what the organization does and is. How do they do that?
Well, the easiest way to do it is if you visit our website, which is newpathinc.org. There is a feature box on the home page. I think it says Experience the Celebration. So if you click on that, you'll be directed to our Eventbrite page, and from there you can register. You can reserve your seats. I think we have, as of this morning, I think we have about 120 people signed up already. So
okay,
they're going very, very quickly. So
what's the capacity?
300.
Okay, so we're almost at the halfway mark.
Yeah, exactly.
We're getting there.
I know.
We have some time.
And we just opened registration last week too, so seats are going to be going very, very quickly. So if you want to be a part of it, sign up now.
I know from personal experience, when I got your email a couple weeks back, I went to sign on, got busy with kind of my day, and I hit refresh only maybe an hour and a half later, and I saw that number drop actually quite dramatically, and I was like, okay, I'm getting 2 seats. Getting 2 seats right now. So I definitely would recommend you jumping on there and becoming a part of that. So will there be more information about what's to be expected online as well, or just show up and
Well, just show up and just keep an open mind. As I said in the first appearance, just keep an open mind as to what we do. We're not your typical nonprofit. We're not afraid to be bold and share our experiences with what's been going on in our agency. We pride ourselves on being very transparent and honest with the people we support and our community partners. So it's, like I said, it's a great opportunity to come down and just take a look at what we're about and just hear the experiences of the people that have seen it firsthand.
And you guys are doing a lot of good, and you had a few statistics and some of the things that you've done over the last year. Feel free to highlight that at any point. Do you have anything right off the top of your head, or I'm putting you on the spot?
Yeah. I mean, I can start with our signature fundraiser, our Walk the Walk, which helped us raise over $130,000 for the first time in our agency's history. So that's obviously something we're very, very proud about.
As you should be.
The Taste of Spring was a smaller fundraiser, but still very, like you said, with very good turnout. We had a bunch of really good restaurants there, a lot of sponsors, so that definitely helped us. Over the summer, we've done some fun events for the men and women we support. We did a kickball game that I was actually the lead commentator for, which was a very interesting experience. But
I bet that would be fun, though.
it was
Just an enjoyable day.
It was a gorgeous day. We had a little cookout afterwards. You could tell being on the field with everybody that was there. It was very exciting. They were very competitive. It was a very fiery game, very good. It was a very competitive game, and you could tell that the people we support on both sides, from Woburn and Westford, were very much into it, and they were very excited to be making plays and everything. So it made for an exciting game. So it was nice.
I can only imagine. Were you doing anything else this summer? I believe you were saying you did something other than the kickball.
No, it was just the kickball game.
Okay,
we had a couple of other smaller events, but the kickball game is generally the biggest one.
Okay. So this is the big one for the fall. Do you have anything else coming up this fall that you'd like to highlight for the community here?
Well, we have our annual Thanksgiving dinner for the men and women we support. We have that coming up in November. I think it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So we have that going on. We've got our annual appeal coming as well, where we ask people for their generosity and support around the holiday season. And we know things are tough. We know things are tough, but we ask just to keep an open mind, like I said. And if you're not sure exactly about what we do, or if you want to give money to support New Path, obviously we want you to, but if you're not sure of what we do or whatever, I encourage you to go check out our social media pages, our website. Come to events like the annual celebration. It doesn't cost you anything except for maybe 2 or 3 hours of your time.
Right. Get to understand the organization and then see if it makes sense for you to either contribute time or financial contributions if you can so do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if people wanted to get involved on that point, say in person, be able to volunteer, they wanted to help out for the dinner prior to Thanksgiving or anything along those lines, what would be the best way to be able to go about doing so?
Well, just visit our website. We have a page where you can contact us.
Okay.
It goes directly to New Path, and just click on our page. Tell us what you're interested in, and we'll forward it along to the right people, and we'll get you connected.
And one more time, that website. I know you said it in the beginning, but I just want to make sure we throw it back up on the screen for everyone listening.
It is NewPath, NUPATH, Inc.org.
Okay, fantastic. And so 2018, right around the corner, 50th year. What do we expect? What should we expect?
Well, you can expect some exciting things, I can tell you for sure.
Yeah.
I know we recently completed a little park in the back. For anybody that's been to our home office, we completed an open space in the back recently, and we're going to be doing some more work on that coming up. We're going to be putting in a fountain. We're going to be having a little dedication ceremony at some point in the springtime, I believe. Okay. And we're just going through some general improvements for 2018, and it's our golden anniversary, so you're going to be seeing a lot more gold around these parts, and our messaging, and with various events that we've got going on. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've never been part of a 50th anniversary of anything before, so I know for me personally, it's going to be exciting to be a part of for 2018.
Certainly, and I can only imagine we're going to be rolling out the Taste of Spring again, 2018.
Absolutely.
Any other major events, the Walk the Walk? Walk the Walk?
Walk the Walk.
Walk the Walk, okay. And when does that take place?
Generally, that happens in April. That is our major signature, if you want to call it, springtime fundraiser.
Okay.
We have made, I think in the last 2 years alone, close to $250,000 just off of that itself, and it's a great event. It's a great event to come down and meet some of the staff and the people we support, and walk with them as we help to raise awareness for developmental disabilities.
So it sounds like all of your events, in a sense, are getting people involved, right? You're getting to meet the staff, you're getting to meet the people and the men and women that you support and you serve. It's very interactive, and I think that's the best way to understand truly what you guys are and what your mission is.
Absolutely, and I know on a personal level, I'm a big fan of experiencing things as they happen. I think that if you listen to people talk about it, you know, that's great and everything, but at some point you're going to want to see firsthand what exactly happens on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And it's events like the walk and the Taste of Spring and the annual celebration that give people that kind of idea where they can, you know, they can read about it on our website. They can watch our videos. They can check out our tweets or our, you know, our Facebook statuses or whatever. But nothing beats the actual experience of coming down and seeing what we do. And we encourage people to do that all the time, whether it's through various stories that we do or videos that we put out or events that we have. You know, all we ask for is that we just ask for, you know, a few hours of your time. And then, you know, if you give us the opportunity to give us 2 or 3 hours of your time for these various events, then hopefully you'll have a little bit more of an informed decision on what we do and the types of services that we offer for the people we support.
All right, so I'm excited. So October 12th, 5:30 p.m., Tewksbury Country Club.
Yep.
We have about 170, 180 seats left as of right now. They're going quick.
Yeah, they are going very fast.
It is a free event, so just
Yes.
come, get involved, check it out, right? There's nothing else to say than just come have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, like you said, it's free. That's the big thing, because you know there's going to be people out there that are asking, well, how much is a ticket? Nothing.
Nothing.
Doesn't
Right.
cost you anything.
Yep, just some time, and you get to see some people in town and hopefully have a great time.
Right, and some of the things that we're doing this year is, you know, we talk about the experience a lot. You've heard me mention experience so many times over the course of the program, and you know, some of the people that we have speaking are, you know, I've been able to experience some of these firsthand. As an example, one of our speakers, Kerry Sullivan, who works for an insurance company, has formed a relationship with one of our Programs Without Walls groups, our community-based groups, where a simple cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts has led to this flourishing partnership that they've had, where they meet at the same Dunkin' Donuts in Lexington every morning, and you know, through their connections, they've been able to go tour the Lynn Courthouse. They've been able to take a tour of Gillette Stadium. They've become really close with the executives over at Hanscom Field to do some plane spotting. You know, it's really exciting. It's awesome. I had the opportunity to actually go out there one day and meet Carrie, and she is the most fantastic person you'll ever meet. So selfless, so kind.
That's great.
You know, it's fantastic, and it's experience like that will definitely give people a sense of what we're all about.
Certainly, certainly. So we got this one headed up. We have a lot in 2018. Let's not even look that far out. Let's think about the spring. Let's think about this fall. Come get involved.
Focus on the next 3 weeks, yeah.
Then we'll talk about spring. How about in springtime?
That's right.
So that's great. Anything that you'd like to share, kind of in closing?
Yeah, sure. I mean, as I said, I would encourage people to give us just some of your time. As I said before, you can only hear about so much from listening to myself talk or listening to other people in our agency talk. At some point, we want you to come out and experience. We want you to partake in the New Path experience. And it's a great thing. You won't regret it. You know, come on down on October the 12th. Put your toe in the water. It costs you nothing except 2-3 hours of your time. You know, keep an open mind, have a seat, and just get ready to buckle up and be part of a journey that you're never going to forget.
That's quite the message. So thank you again for coming in for a second time. We'll have you on again, and I'm excited to see this on the 12th.
Thank you, Tyler. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And thank you for watching today's show with Giuseppe Maricino from New Path. Remember, we all have one life to live. Let's all do our part. I'm your host, Tyler Gates. Join us again next time for another episode of the Woburn Spotlight.